भारत के स्टार्टअप्स 55 अलग अलग इंडस्ट्री से काम कर रहे हैं, हर किसी को गर्व होगा। 5 साल पहले देश में जहां 500 स्टार्टअप्स भी नहीं थे, आज उनकी संख्या बढ़कर 60,000 60,000 तक पहुंच चुकी है।
Startup is a term used to refer to a company which is in the first stage of its operation. They are small and initially financed and managed by a handful of founders or even an individual. The Startup India program, launched by the Indian government in 2016, aims to support this Indian startup ecosystem across various business segments. The program also intends to assist startups by reducing their regulatory burden. In today's video, we will discuss about this program and how it benefits Indian startups that focuses on sustainability. We will also see how you can register with the government and get the benefits under this program. Let's start the video. In addition to providing funding and financial incentives, the Startup India schemes try to provide easier compliance, faster tracking of patent applications, legal support, and an easier exit process for failed startups. In order to meet the objectives of the Startup India initiative, the Indian government announced an action plan as well in 2016 that addresses all the aspects of India's startup ecosystem. The action plan was developed to provide funding support and industry academia partnership by fostering innovation, job creation, and economic growth beyond economic prosperity. The program has also proven to be highly successful in promoting sustainability. The support and incentives under the Startup India schemes include enabling a startup-friendly ecosystem and support mechanism, focus on innovation and technology, access to funding and capital, incubation and mentorship, collaboration and partnerships, job creation and inclusive growth, and most importantly, encouraging companies to adopt sustainable business practices. It is important here to note that the Startup India program strongly emphasizes on promoting sustainable practices among startups. It encourages entrepreneurs to adopt environmentally responsible approaches such as energy efficiency, waste reduction, and carbon footprint reduction. Startups are also encouraged to integrate social impacts and inclusivity into their business models and fostering sustainable development while addressing societal challenges. Now, let's also understand the eligibility criteria to be recognized as a startup. So, the first one is the company type. The startup should be incorporated as a private limited company or registered as a limited liability partnership or a partnership firm. Next is the annual turnover. So, the turnover should be less than Rs 100 crores in any of the previous financial years. Next is the company's age. So, an entity is considered a startup up to 10 years from the date of its incorporation. Next is innovation and scalability. Startups should be working towards creation and improvement of existing services, products, and processes that have the potential to generate employment and wealth creation. The next criteria is the company's original identity. An entity formed by splitting up or restructuring an existing business cannot be considered a startup. Now, if your business is eligible under the definition of a startup and you want to be recognized under the scheme, here is a list of documents that you will be needing. First is the business registration, then MSME registration, shops and establishment license for startup registration, import-export codes registration, pollution NOC, environmental clearance if required, incorporation certificate in case of a private limited company, agreement letter in case of an LLP, recommendation letter from the government recognized incubator, company details such as category, industries, sector, office address, etc., details of directors and partners such as the authorized representative details like name, contact details and designation, description stating the product's uniqueness, brief information regarding business operation and product, and an overview of the business plan and the revenue model. Now, there are some benefits you will be getting once you are recognized as a startup. Here is the list. First is the provision for self-certification. A startup can self-certify compliances with 6 labor laws and 3 environmental laws through a simple online procedure. Next benefit is the exemption from inspection by agencies. In case of labor laws, the startups will be exempted from inspection for 5 years and may be inspected only in case of verifiable complaints of violation. The next benefit is for white category industries. In case the startup falls under the list of white categories as maintained by CPCB, they would be able to self-certify for their compliances. Another advantage of this recognition is the exemption from taxes. After getting the DPIIT certificate, startups can apply for 80 IAC tax exemption and exemptions under Section 56 of the Income Tax Act or the Angel Tax for a period of 3 years. Now, before we end this video, here is the list of other schemes introduced by the government to help Indian startups. These are the Multiplier Grant Scheme, Dairy Entrepreneurship Development Scheme, Scheme Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises, Single Point Registration Scheme, Zero Defect Zero Effect Scheme, the Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, Software Technology Parks, Mudra Bank, eBiz Portal, Atal Innovation Mission. Now, it is important to note that Startup India scheme has emerged as a catalyst for sustainable businesses as well. By encouraging startups to promote sustainable practices, the program is paving way for a greener and more inclusive future of India. Startups that emphasize on sustainable practices and focus on technology and innovations have easier access to fundings and are thriving under the comprehensive support mechanisms of the government. As the Startup India scheme continues to evolve and expand, it is expected to further accelerate the growth of sustainable businesses by addressing critical environmental and societal challenges and paving the way for a brighter and more sustainable future. If you have a startup or you are planning on starting one, contact our experts at Enterclimate to know about your eligibility under the different schemes and apply for registration as well as other licenses required. Like and share this video if you found it helpful. Thank you for watching.